Hello, my lovely. How are you doing? Welcome to the Shamanic Heartspace podcast. My name is Nancy. I want to start this episode with a deep apology. I know it's been a bit hit and miss regarding being in your ears recently, and some episodes haven't landed when I'd hoped because, life, my body had other plans. I mean, I always say I'm on this journey alongside you. And the truth is, sometimes my body just says no. And sometimes the medicine is just to stop and to rest and just disappear into the mystery and let everything arrange itself as it's meant to. And that's really been my path these last few weeks. So it was really necessary for me to, I guess, reach my next threshold and undergo another ego death and initiation. So if you've been waiting or if you've been wondering where I am, thank you. And thank you for all your love and all of your patience and support here and on social media. And thank you for pressing play today. It really means more than you know. And I feel you, I feel your heart, and I'm really happy to be back here with you, walking beside you and under the energy of this Leo full moon. So take a breath with me. You can place a hand on your beautiful heart, perhaps one hand on your belly, your sacral, and just feel into the energy of it all and know that we made it here together. Right, so I'm going to be channeling the collective energy for this Leo full moon, which is coming in on and around February the 1st, 2026. And this is to give you a heads up, maybe a bit of soul level guidance, and hopefully some practical ways to move with these currents instead of against them. Use the energy for its highest potential, really. And this isn't just one day, it's a doorway into the next chapter. And I always look at the new and the full moon in this way. So the messages won't land all at once or for everyone, as this is a collective interpretation. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And I'm certainly not an astrologer. I'm a channeler and a medicine keeper. And I'm here at the moment in this life, assisting and walking beside people as they move through trauma and come back home to themselves. So largely my work is with plant medicine, shamanic practices, but also Jungian inspired therapy. So weaving spirit and psyche back together. Not that they were ever ruptured, but we can forget that connection. We are gods or goddesses with amnesia. But all of this is so you can feel wholly you again. So outside of the podcast, I do offer one-to-one healings, shamanic journeys, retreats. And for this full moon, I will also be having an online moon ceremony, and that'll be on Sunday, the 1st of February. And we'll gather, drop into ritual, and hopefully get some alignment back onto our authentic paths if we've strayed. And all the details for that will be in the show notes. And I've also got a Patreon if you feel called to walk with me more closely. So, my darling, get cozy, maybe light a candle, some incense, grab your journal, some cacao or tea, herbal tea, and let's feel into this Leo full moon energy together. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, so what I'm feeling first. This is big, bold, heart first energy, and it's shining a big bright light onto our authenticity, visibility, self-expression, personal sovereignty, and that part of you that can no longer hide and says, hey, this is who I am. I'm definitely not hiding or silencing or shrinking anymore. Full moons, yeah, they always heighten emotion and bring things to a head, really, to a climax. And this one might feel pretty dramatic and intense. It has felt dramatic and intense for a long time now. I know that. This one might even be bordering on theatrical, comical, depending on your viewpoint. But yeah, this is like everything is loud and colourful and obvious. You might notice your reactions feeling stronger, your internal processes being more fiery, clearer desires, and yeah, a lower tolerance for what you might want to call nonsense, yours as well as anybody else's. Yeah, really, really in the heart, really in the solar plexus. And yeah, in the body, I'm really feeling it in my body. You know, Leo is associated with the heart anyway and the solar plexus, but also the spine, the back, the upper back, shoulders, places where we hold ourselves upright. It's got that regal energy to it. And there's a stepping into that now. We've been preparing for this for lifetimes. So yeah, on the other side of that, if your heart feels tender or your back kind of tightened, the feeling of pressure, yeah, in there, in the shoulder blades, even in the jaw, wanting to say things. But that would make sense with this energy. You know, our bodies are here transmuting and transmitting, but transmuting collective energy and our own energy. We're moving through so much. And this heart-led lioness energy is courage as well as warmth and generosity, aches, growing pains of opening more than you ever have before, perhaps, and that might take a bit of a balancing act. And there might be moments of expansion followed by contraction and hardening. So I'm going to encourage you to lean into the softness inside yourself, be gentle with yourself, be gentle with other people, but also hold your boundaries. So it's going to take probably a bit of work around clarity. And yeah, that just means getting straight on what you want. So something's telling me at the moment to just invite you as we move through this episode to keep checking in with your heart and gently roll your shoulders, soften your chest, breathe into your spine, and just let your body be part of the conversation. We really, really need to be embodied now. What we're stepping into is huge and requires every part of us, mind, body, energy, soul, spirit, all of it, to stand up proudly in who we are. Getting a wave of emotion, I mean, that comes with the heart. Whew. So right now, what I want to say is, you know, there's definitely these themes of power, truth, and freedom, power shifting, power struggles, as well as secrets coming out. Yeah, and that strong pull towards speaking your truth, being heard. You might also notice seeing through old illusions and dynamics where maybe you were giving yourself away, giving your power away, feeling done with certain roles that you've been playing, maybe the good girl or the caretaker or being quiet, or, you know, you don't want to make a fuss. All of it, anything that made you smaller. You've grown up and coming out of that now. And that can be hard. And other people don't always like it or respond in the way that you expected. So yeah, there's definitely a balancing act going on here. And with this wanting more freedom, in all of your connections, your work, your schedule, maybe even how you're presenting yourself as well as how you speak. And this really is an invitation to keep choosing the higher frequency of authenticity. That is the highest frequency there is. So, this is kind of saying to yourself, I refuse to feed what I don't want anymore. And calling in what you want means withdrawing energy, attention, thoughts from what you don't want and giving it to what you do want. And as I'm sure you've already heard, where attention goes, energy flows. So the question that's coming through in this moment is, what timeline are you choosing? I'm seeing many, many timelines opening up, and so many people are awakening at the moment. So the timelines are rapidly shifting and changing, and you've got to be sure you're choosing your timeline. And that doesn't mean you have to do it on your own. Absolutely not. The highest kind of form of spiritual awareness is in union with other people. On a part, we're all on this together because we are one. But are you choosing the timeline where you keep repeating the same loops and the same stories because they're familiar? Or a timeline where it might feel risky, it might feel vulnerable, being more honest, more visible, more you, and standing in your power? Again, it's this again with the voice. I was getting the image of a lion actually, but the throat area is lit up and glowing like the sun. Yet at the same time, thankfully, I think we're all a bit more used to cognitive dissonance and holding opposing things at the same time now, emotionally as well as in our thoughts. But at the same time as all of this courage and boldness, there could be a real grief in the heart, a real grief around what you're leaving behind, the old versions of yourself. But if you are really being true to yourself, that's going to feel powerful. Yeah. It could at the same time, holding lots of things. You might feel a bit rebellious under this moon. Revolutionary vibes. This kind of, I can't pretend I don't see what I see. And yeah, many more people are becoming more aware that there is more than what we've been told and sold, really. So this is revolution, evolution, revelation, happening within, first of all, and then in the material world. That's what's unfolding. And the message that really wants to come through right now is you're ready, you were born ready. So no more self-doubt. Just shut up the mind and step forward, step into the light, and we are still shedding. The last few weeks of shedding, this. And there's an element of, for some people, I thought I'd already worked through this perhaps, and some of those things might come up again now, and that might feel frustrating or confusing, but you're still letting go, still unbecoming, and becoming once again. There's still in between versions. We have to keep on choosing ourselves and choosing what we want and choosing the people that we love and we want to share our energy with. So this could definitely show up as waves of grief for the old self, for the old stories, for the old timelines. That's a natural part of it all. You might even become irritable, trying to fit into spaces that you just feel too big for now. They don't feel aligned. And maybe even instances of a need or a deep longing for stillness and simplicity. as life seems to feel really busy and dynamic and roller coaster, darting all over the place, and seeing the path, not that there's only one, but it's very zigzaggy. It's quite comedic to watch, actually, here in my mind's eye, because you kind of think you're going one way and then, whoa, you're in this direction, and then over and around, But I guess it's always important to enjoy the process. And that's not always easy if it hurts, or if if you're working through things and wanting to control things. But we don't have control. We never did. And we've been conditioned into many, I don't know, I'm going to say strange thought patterns and behaviors and all sorts of things that we're breaking out of now. And so that can feel really weird and confusing. So really be gentle with yourself. The medicine here is to keep dropping into love and stillness and authenticity, really digging deep to make sure that you're clear and aligned and not operating from ego or need or any kind of people pleasing or conditioning. Like what really, really feels right for your path. And that is the healing frequency for you and for everyone. For everyone. When you can sit in your heart, even if it's breaking, you become that lighthouse. You hold a frequency that says, that gives the message to your nervous system, it's okay and it is safe to be exactly where you are. And the storm will pass. It always does. So you might literally feel this moon in your heart, aching, expanding, bursting, softening as well, from one moment to the next, or even at the same time. So please be gentle with yourself. Cry if you need to. Put your hand on your heart and remind yourself, this is what it feels like to be alive and to be the alchemist and in the middle of it all. Sometimes that's just how it is. Give yourself a hug. Take an early night. Be kind to yourself. Actually, on the heart, I'm holding a Bobinsana dieta starting on the 31st of January. The sign-ups for that close on the 28th if you're in the UK, just so your tincture can arrive on time. So please, if you want to sign up, you need to do that before the 28th. Otherwise, the tincture won't arrive, and I want you to have everything you need before you begin. If you miss this one, don't worry, there'll be more somewhere down the line. If you're new to it, Bobinsana is a beautiful Amazonian plant teacher, and she lives on the river. She's a master teacher, gentle but powerful heart opener and healer. Traditionally, she's been used in shamanic lineages. For example, the native Peruvian healers with whom I lived for many years, they work with that plant to help heal emotional trauma, heartbreak, grief, and also to help with lucid dreaming and very deep soul level healing. So a Bobinsana dieta is a devotional container. You work closely with this plant, Bobinsana, over a period of time, so it'd be 10 days. And there are certain food and behavior restrictions involved so you can get the most out of it. And you build a relationship with this plant spirit. And she will teach you directly through dreams and insights and synchronicities, and help you with the healing, spiritual and heart, and releasing grief and pain and those energies that may be blocking you, and helps to connect you more with compassion and tenderness and courage and yourself, your gifts even. So when I hold dieta, you receive a tincture, guidance in a safe container from me to process what arises for you. We'll be working with you where you're at. And it's going to be beautiful. I've been a plant practitioner and student for over 26 years. And I've seen this plant in particular help soften the armor of many people that they've carried for decades, including me. And this is gentle without being overwhelming like some medicines can be. So if your heart feels a calling for this, then, check out the show notes. Anyway, that was just a bit on the heart, really. So back to this full moon, it could feel like a new beginning, definitely a threshold moment. And on the other side of this moon, of course, we move into the Lunar New Year energy of movement and growth. And this moon is like the fire that you're going to walk through to step into that new terrain. So this might be a good time to ask yourself, what does this new beginning look like for me? What does it feel like in my body? And if I knew I was fully supported as I am, what would I choose now? And you can see where that comes up in your body. What emotions, maybe tears, feelings, thoughts. Sit with what you need to. And then whenever you're ready, you start dreaming it up and place it on your timeline now, before you really step into that lunar new year, and speak it into your present, not your distant future. So what I'm seeing here is a balance of fire and water. We've got Leo bringing fire, passion, expression, courage. The water, I'm not sure where this is coming in from, but we'll take water as it is. And this is showing up as emotion, memories, cleansing, purging, release. So together, balancing fire and water takes us to the sacral. And the sacral chakra is the place where we create from, where desire and flow are born from. So, tap into your untamable sovereignty. And that doesn't at all mean doing it on your own. That's kind of what got us into this mess. Show up, be vulnerable, and be the creator of your own life, and not in any way a victim of what's been before. Trust the people you love, trust the people that have shown up for you, and let go of the people who don't, and let that water wash away what is done, and let the fire ignite what wants to begin. Ooh. Or maybe that water energy is Neptune. We have Neptune moving into Aries, right, any day now. I don't know the first thing about that because I'm not an astrologer, but I can speak about how that energy feels collectively. Moving, it's becoming clearer now. Of course, I know that it's moved out of Pisces, but there we go, water energy, and it's been in that dreamy, mystical, feeling, yearning, imagining energy for, I think it's around 14 years. What I'm seeing here, I can see like a block of time, which I know how to interpret my own visions as well most of the time now anyway. That's why I'm here sharing them with you. So it's looking like about 14 years. And moving into Aries, this is wanting to move into action, initiative, embodiment. So powerful. It's really powerful. Oof, and it's like we're being called to shift from, yeah, I feel it, to I do it. I am it. And from fantasizing about whatever it is, freedom or whatever, to actually changing and doing it and being it. So kind of like, yeah, from spiritual bypassing and into full embodiment on every level. I mean, this is not small. This is not small. So be gentle with yourself. I've probably said that 100 times by now already. It's a reminder to me too. So, yeah, this energy really supports choosing what you believe in and standing by it. Choosing sovereignty, but yeah, in partnership and community. Stepping out of any lingering victimhood, people pleasing, all of that. If you haven't already, some of those energies in the shadow can be sneaky. So they might be coming up to be cleaned, so pay attention. And yeah, aligning your actions with your intuition. Really important to trust the intuition, to know what you're sensing, what your values are. Yeah. This message that wants to come through, sometimes my message is literally like someone speaking in my ear, and this message is about how history doesn't need to repeat itself. It's actually not meant to repeat itself. So we don't just get off any loops and projections. I think a lot of people are seeing through their projections, things that happened to them in the past, and then they project that onto people now in the present. And it's just not true. It's a lie. It's stopping you from opening your heart again. So remember, you're already healed. You're already whole. Harmony already exists. These are frequencies. You don't have to keep on disappearing down the well looking for what's wrong with you. And all thoughts are frequencies and energies. So being mindful of the ones that you're creating, especially if you speak them, just catch them and squash them if they are keeping you stuck, keeping you in an old story, taking you backwards or taking you forwards. Come back to the present moment, come back to the body. Body's really, sounds so silly, the body's really important, obviously. It's our vehicle in this life. It's more important than ever to be in the body. Tune in, go in, especially it's going to get much louder out there. So go inward and keep focusing on the harmony, on the love, on what you want to call into form. And always looking for what we have in common with our brothers and sisters, not the differences. Looking for where the love exists rather than looking for excuses to not open the heart and walk the spiritual path. Love each other fiercely. So, goodness me. I just went out there. Let me just come back in to my body. So, yeah, this is dynamic. I think it's definitely got the potential to make you feel like you're leaving your body. Just keep yourself grounded. It is likely to feel pretty turbulent. And yeah, things might be changing really quickly around you. So it's important to keep your heart front and center and remember that it's all happening for you, not to you. It's for the highest good of all, even if it doesn't look like it, even if it doesn't feel like it, even when it hurts. Trust yourself, trust the higher power, and some ways to maybe protect your peace. You might want to do some meditation. It's particularly focusing on the heart frequency. The heart is what's the word for it? But it's the biggest, loudest EMF, electromagnetic frequency in the body. It's really how we connect. So we have to be in tune with our hearts and with our bodies. All of us gives off signals and messages, and it's all got to be in tune like an orchestra. You might want to put your phone away earlier in the evening, come back to your body. Taking a salt bath or shower with the intention of cleansing is a great idea. Spending time with the trees or out by natural sources of water, getting your feet on the ground, even though it's a bit cold. But yeah, wow, the earth, she knows how to calm and reset your nervous system. And, creating some boundaries around setting space for yourself, what your capacity is right now. You can be gentle delivering those messages as well. You don't have to, be like a battle axe about it. But yeah, let's just give our nervous systems a sense of safety, because the soul is making some big moves and is going to continue to do so. We've really just take care of the nervous system. Bobinsana is great for that. So on that, actually, I'm going to give you some plant allies that you can work with through this moon. It can help you to navigate and use the potential of this moon for the highest good. So, of course, I'm going to say number one, Bobinsana. Heart opening, supports grief work, emotional healing, deeper connection to yourself, your soul, your dreams, hearing that silent voice within. I do also sell that tincture on my website. So if you don't want to, or you can't do the dieta, you've got an option to take the tincture yourself. Rose is a beautiful heart plant, softening and opening, while also helping you to keep those healthy thorns and boundaries. Beautiful energy. Hawthorn, very protective plant, and heart tonic, actually, physically and emotionally, helping to bolster courage, strength, and support through transitions just like this. Borage for courage. It's a kind of a heart gladdener and can bring bravery to step into new chapters if we're facing upheaval. And Tulsi, which I think is also known as holy basil. So that supports the heart and the throat, especially, helping to ease stress and helping you to speak and live in your truth as gracefully as possible. So you can work with these as teas, tinctures, flower essences, baths, through connection and meditation, visualization, just tuning into that energy. And I do have to say, so I don't get in trouble, do consult a healthcare professional if you're unsure or if you're taking medication. Do always listen to your body, see what you feel called to. Crystals. All right, so some crystal allies that resonate with Leo. First one that's coming to me is rose quartz. So this is a stone of love and self-love. Great for the heart chakra, softening pride, helping you give and receive love more freely. Tiger's eye, solar, fiery, courage, protection, self-confidence, helps you to make bold decisions, stand in your power, all while being protected. Carnelian, creative courage, sacral fire, supporting confidence, expression, and life force energy. Citrine. I've been all over citrine. just felt attracted to it recently. So optimism, abundance, self-belief, trust your path, stay motivated as you create your new beginning. Great one for finances as well. And ruby, I would say, passionate, heart fire, confidence, wealth retention, actually, leadership, and deep emotional strength. So yeah, you can choose one or two or all of them to work with during this moon. Hold them during a meditation, place them somewhere on your body, feel called to, keep them on your altar, under your pillow, in your bag. Just check in with them. And yeah, they can help you move forward under this energy. All right, I'm going to give you some journal prompts for this moon. Or you can sit with these, just see how you feel. Or, pause the episode and write them down. Let's see what's to come first. Ugh. All right, is there anywhere I am still dimming my light or hiding my true self to keep the peace? And what would it look like to step out of that pattern? What power am I ready to take back now from people, stories, or systems I've given to? What does a whole new beginning feel like in my body? And what is one courageous action that I can take this week under this moon to honour that? What am I grieving right now? And how can I hold my heart with more tenderness as I let this go? If I fully believed I was a sovereign, spiritual being, having a human experience and divinely protected, how would I show up differently in my daily life? So you can let these questions work on you over a few days. You don't have to force answers. Just be honest. Just sit with yourself, No one else needs to know. It's between you and the higher power. All right, I'm going to offer up a simple at-home Leo full moon ritual that you can do. So let's ground this in something simple. No fancy tools needed. We're all medicine people. So just a candle, something safely to burn paper, or a bowl of water if you prefer tearing, pen and paper, and you can have your plants, your crystals, anything I've mentioned, anything that's just going to make you feel like this is a special moment. I literally just went out in the garden the other night with some incense and a candle, said my prayers, opened the space, did what I needed to do, felt it, and that was my ritual. So create your space, light your candle, incense, whatever you're using, take some breath, ground yourself, call in your guides, your allies, the spirit of Leo, if you like, any helping beings that you want to work with or that you do work with. State your intention. So this could be something like to release what is complete and to call in the new aligned beginning. Write down what you're releasing on small strips of paper. Write down what you're ready to release. Debts, money blocks, relationships, identities, patterns of self-betrayal, people-pleasing, anything you like. Anything that's no longer true for you, not resonating with you anymore. And release it. Use what knowledge you have already. If you've got knowledge of the medicine wheel, you can work with that. I'm not going to share that on here, though, because I don't want to be irresponsible. You need to train in that stuff properly. So yeah, release and like you can burn each strip of paper or tear it and place it in the water if burning isn't possible. And you can speak out loud, I release this now. I thank you for what it taught me, and I set myself free. Something like that. And, visualize the smoke carrying it away or the water cleaning it away. And then on a fresh page, write down everything you're inviting in to fill up that space you've made. It could be financial abundance, stability, aligned work, deep love, creative courage, authentic visibility. The world is your oyster. Whatever your heart is ready to receive, and be specific, but leave space for miracles. That's where the magic is. And then when you're finished and you can feel that shift, seal it in your heart. So, place your hands over your heart. Know that these burdens have been taken away and these wonderful things are coming in. Place them on your timeline. You know that that's where you're headed. You're going to read your intentions out loud and feel them. They're already present. Maybe they haven't manifested in the material yet, but they're already present. And, you might want to place if you're working with crystals, on top of the paper, tuck it on your altar, and you can close the ritual by thanking all of the helpers and the elements and guides that were present for you. So let this be simple, let this be honest, and just let this be yours. The power is in your presence, definitely not in perfection. Ooh, so my love, this Leo full moon is a portal, a fire to walk through, a heart to open, a truth to stand in. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You're one of one, the one. And the time has come to live as you know it. If you feel called to go deeper, you're so welcome to the online moon ceremony I mentioned on Sunday the 1st of February. We're going to work with these energies in real time, ritual sharing, guided practice, shamanic journey. And of course, if Bobinsana is whispering to you, to your heart, that dieta begins on the 31st, so you sign up by the 28th, or grab a tincture off my website. Feel free to reach out to me if you've got questions. I'm going to be back soon to talk about the Chinese New Year and the new moon in Aquarius later in February. We have a whole new cycle opening, and I'm going to be walking right along beside you. So I think for now, all that remains to be said is thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your heart and your courage. Thank you for showing up. And I hope that you found this in some way helpful. Please do reach out if I can be of any service to you. And until next time, you keep your hand on your heart and your feet on the earth and your heart open. Stand in your truth. And be gentle with yourself and everybody else. I'm Nancy. This is a Shamanic Heartspace. And I send you love from my heart to yours. Take care.